Hi, welcome to the first episode of the traditional Pick Me podcast. We talk about issues in society, such as feminism, men's rights, family values, and more. Thank you for joining. And this episode is going to start with a very special episode. Today we're honoring Charlie Kirk. Over the last 11 days since Charlie's tragic assassination, the world has been mourning. We have been also celebrating his life. There's been a lot of misinformation coming out about Charlie, but I've been watching him for his whole career, pretty much. And we gotta think that Charlie Kirk was inspirational. He was a good man who just wanted good family values. And over this last 11 days, replaying some of these videos, listening to Charlie, I realized I have a lot in common with him. I always want good family values. I don't think it's okay to be promiscuous. I don't think feminism has really benefited society. And I don't think abortions are good for society either. So we have a lot of common issues. And I just want to say that Charlie Kirk was inspirational not only to me, but many, many other people out there. We need to be very vigilant about the lies going out about this man. We, as content creators, always get slandered and doxxed and threatened. It's happened over decades now. Since the birth of social media, we have watched people get degraded. With that being said, I think that we all should be aware of the dangers of being a social media influencer, but also be brave enough to still put our message out into the world. We should not be afraid to speak the truth or our stories just because there's mental illness amongst us. There always has been. It always has been a risk. But now I'm saying we should stand up and fight instead of bowing down and letting people silence us. Maybe we need to spread our messages and our stories and our values. Maybe we should get America back on a conservative track. A track where we have morals and ethics. Now, on TikTok, we all know my screen name is Queen of the Pygmies. I talk about a lot of things on there, but I've been talking about relationships, dating, timelines, which you should introduce, intimacy, lots of things, parenting, everything. And over the last 2 years of doing this, I've had a lot of instances where people were coming after me, threatening me, doxing me, shaming me, even finding my exes and sending them footages of me as like blackmail or something. I never understood this behavior, but it was always hateful. And I've done my best to mitigate it. And I've already known the risks of coming online, hosting lives, posting videos, speaking your opinions. But the risk is worth it. I know that there are going to be some bad things that happen to public speakers. We can look throughout history. But a lot of public speakers aren't threatened as much as we think. And now it's escalating into a time where we're so fearful because of the tragedy with Charlie that we don't want to publicly speak anymore. It's too dangerous. We have families. We have things that we want to accomplish. And we value our own lives. So I encourage you to be safe, but brave. And I think that we should all look upon ourselves to wonder, is this an act of evil? Is this a battle of good and evil? What side are you on? Do you stand for the truth and the righteous? Or do you stand for celebrating a man's assassination, for spreading Christianity and conservative views? I think that we are in a good and evil battle. I think that we need to be aware of everybody around us, but not be scared. Just be aware and try to reach them with compassion and open debates. The name calling doesn't get us anywhere. The arguing, the fighting. These are things that I've been personally working on within myself, within my open debates. It bothers me that people have come to such an immoral outcome within our society. I will always speak openly about feminism and abortion and men's rights and relationships and parenting. I'm going to try to reach a more compassionate point. Get back to where I was in the beginning. Over the last few years of experiencing the nonstop harassment by what I deem to be only one side of the aisle, it made me feel shut off, cold, callous. Charlie was never. He did it for 13 years. So I'm going to look within myself to try to find the compassion again, but remain strict and not allowing hateful views to be spread within my platforms. I do not allow hate. I do not allow anything that could be considered hateful. I think that it's negative and it ruins the whole vibe of everything I'm trying to do, including my own actions and behaviors. Now, with all that being said, I 100% support Charlie Kirk and everything that he did. I am now turning back to the Bible because of Charlie Kirk. He was inspirational in so many ways, and he motivated every community he came across. Whether you were different race, different religion, even different orientation, he never pushed you away. And neither do I. I feel like Charlie and a lot of Americans have the same kind of heart, which is why we're all mourning him right now. At least most of us are. I feel like there's been a shift in the universe, and we're going to come back to reality very soon. I don't feel that this is permanent, but I feel like this is going to be a struggle for just a little while to come. I think that we need to band together and really look within ourselves and what we're going to tolerate around us. We need to stay firm in our beliefs, and we cannot let anybody silence our beliefs. We might lose friends, and we might lose family. We might lose people that we really love. But in these times, I don't want to be associated with anybody that has any hateful ideas. And nor did Charlie, which is why he didn't associate with those people. He pushed people that had the same mentality and open heart that he did. He spread faith and love and compassion and kindness, also understanding and conversations. He wanted to change the youth. So I say we stand together. Now, with all that being said again, this is the first episode of the podcast. I was starting this before the events of Charlie. But over the last 11 days, I've been highly distracted because of Charlie. I've been hosting my live events and honoring his memory the best way that I can. Am I still a little firecracker being a redhead? Of course. I'm still going to bring my spunk and my passion. I'm not going to lose who I am. But I'm also going to try to remain a lot more professional throughout this endeavor. I love everybody that has been on this journey with me. And I hope that you tune in to the podcast. Let's help it grow. Rest in peace, Charlie. What happened to you was tragedy. Nobody should unalive for their differences of opinions. Nobody is going to believe the same thing that any other person on this planet is 100%. So we have to recognize that some people might like pineapple on pizza, or might like the color blue instead of red. But we all need to understand that we are all human. That human comes with love, and we should all have an understanding for each other, not hate. So, if anybody would like to join the podcast in the future and talk about any of the important issues and upcoming social events, current, celebrity topics, relationships, anything that has to do with our dating culture, our culture, conservative values, America, relationships, anything. Come message me. Come reach out to me. I hope to hear from y'all soon. Rest in peace, Charlie. Hopes and prayers. Well, really, thoughts and prayers to his families. And I know that's cliche, but even I prayed, and I'm not really religious. We love you guys. Thank you for the support. I hope you tune in. When I get a solid schedule for when I'm going to start doing live podcasts, I'll let you know. When I start getting new episode release dates, I'll make updates about that as well. Any ideas, send them to me as well. But with all that being said, have a good night.